and welcome to Trinity University in Washington, D.C., where it's time for the ESBC Elite Showcase. Really a great showcase of some fine basketball played here in Washington, D.C. Players from all around the country coming to this matchup. I'm Jeremy Huber, joined by my partner today, Junior Burrow, of course, the former UVA standout and NBA player. Junior, really a lot of basketball talent out on the court today.
Absolutely. This is exactly what you want. You want to see guys that can play. You want them to show off their skill level. They're representing now their old schools and in transitioning into their new schools. So it's always fun to get an opportunity to see them in this setting. Some freelance, a lot of athleticism, some alley-oops, some dunks, just having some fun.
And it's funny, we look back at last year's game where we had some guys, maybe some hype, and they kind of didn't come out to what we thought. Though one of the players, really a guy that was kind of unexpected, really doing some big things for the University of Michigan this year.
Absolutely, but he's in a perfect situation. He goes to a school that needs what he has. He's a shooter. And he goes up there. He has the opportunity to play with Trey Burke. He has the opportunity to play with Glenn Robinson III and Tim Hardaway. He's able to do something that every coach wants. He's able to put the ball in the hole. He found his niche, and it says a lot about the game that you can get a kid like that to come down here and play in this game and have a lot of fun with it. And now he's transitioning. He's doing it on the biggest stage.
And, of course, talking about Nick Stauskas, right. The forwards, average about 10 a game for the University of Michigan. We'll go ahead and get our first sideline report of the day from our sideline reporter, Monica Moore.
Thanks, Jeremy. For the athletes participating in this afternoon's basketball game, this game isn't just about the opportunity to play with some of the nation's top talent and the opportunity to showcase their abilities on the basketball court once again. This has been an action-packed weekend. Yesterday after team practice, the guys had the opportunity to tour the city, and then they had a one-on-one conversation with Jonathan Hargett, the promising young basketball star whose life got derailed by drugs and alcohol. Hargett basically encouraged them to keep their lives on a straight path and not to make some of the mistakes that he did so that they can take advantage of all of the talent and opportunities that they have going for them.
Thank you, Monica. And, of course, talented. We'll get more into the Jonathan Hargett story throughout the broadcast. Right now, let's take a look at some of our players to watch for the North team. DeMonte Don, a 6'10", 240-pound forward from Massanutten Military Academy, going to the University of Maryland, and obviously, any time a guy's going to the ACC Junior, he's got to play some good basketball.
I tell you what, it tells a lot about him. He's really 6'10". He has the athleticism. He's a rebounder. He's very active. He's going to a place that, unfortunately, they're leaving to go to the Big Ten. But, hey, Maryland's doing a great job with recruiting around here. He's going to be somebody that you're going to have to watch out for.
Another player to watch, Trevor Thompson, 6'11", 215-pounder. He's from, and, of course, it's going to take us a little bit to get this to you the whole night long. It's St. John's Northwest Military Academy in Minnesota. He'll be headed to Virginia Tech, so a little bit different in climate for him, but obviously another player, and when we talk about that length, got to be a guy that can get up and sky.
I tell you what, I'm happy for the kid. He's going to Virginia Tech, which is a rival for me. Obviously, I don't like it. But the bottom line is that he's going to be somebody that they really need out there. They're losing a lot of players down there at Virginia Tech in his position. And he's going to come right in and play. And he can already do it. You can see it already in his body. He has the frame. He has the size. He has the low post game. He's a little bit raw, but he's somebody I'm definitely, the coaching staff down there is very happy to have.
And, of course, when you got a guy like that at 6'11", 215, a little bit of room for him to fill out.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of the best weight room programs in the country. They have a great football program, strength and conditioning coach down there. It's not going to be a fluke. He's going to be somebody that's going to have an opportunity to play right away.
A couple other guys to take a look at in this one. Elliot Pitts, another guy that really we're kind of excited about. He's ranked number 100 on the ESPN 100, headed to play his ball at Arizona. So that's another guy. You talk about some of these schools. We're looking at this roster, Junior. You got guys going to Maryland. You got guys going to Arizona. You got some other guys on the different spots. Obviously some guys undecided. But when you look at schools like that, you know the talent level is definitely coming up.
And that's what you want for an all-star game. You want kids that can actually go out and play like whoever's watching, whoever's here. The bottom line is that these kids are for real. It's just a bunch of kids that can really actually play. Arizona's still playing. Looked great yesterday, by the way. And that's what you really want. He also is in a situation playing for Coach Smith over there at Arizona. I'm sorry, Sean, I can't remember his last name.
Miller.
Sean Miller now, one of the up-and-coming rising coaches in the country. Fantastic program. They look great. They have some senior leadership that's going to be leaving. He's going to have an opportunity to play there as well.
Now, we saw that last year. A lot of guys going into good situations where they had chances to play. And I tell you what was really fun for me was after doing that game, going out and maybe looking up at a TV and saying, oh, I saw that guy, Patrick Robinson over George Mason, a couple other guys, different spots, actually doing one of my other jobs. Of course, one of your
right.
old coach, Jeff Jones at American, saw some of the guys who are over at Navy, also a guy over at American as well, and Zach O'Connor. So this game game, folks watching, you're going to see these guys play at the next level, and more than likely playing pretty quickly.
This crew right here, this is probably going to be his best crew. I think this is one of going to be the best, most skilled level, most talent level that he's had in his games. And that's what you can say about the game. It's been going fantastically. Everybody's getting better. The program's getting better. The entire organization is getting better. And now you're starting to see even more talent that's willing to come here and play. And that's what you want. You want the excitement.
And almost ready for our starting lineup. But before that, we'll have our national anthem. We'll take a quick break for that, and we'll be right back to get you the starting lineups and the game. Our national anthem here at Trinity University as we bring you the ESBC Elite Showcase. Jeremy Huber, Junior Burrow back with you. Junior, got to ask you, you're a guy who's had a chance to play in some of these matchups. What's it like to play in an all-star game like this?
Well, I tell you what, there are always going to be nerves because you know the other guys. In my situation, it was Chris Webber, James Forrest, Glenn Robinson, all those guys that could really play. You hear about them. You play against them in AAUs. Now you get a chance to go against them in a fun environment, but a competitive environment. And the thing about it is you just want to match your skills up against other guys, and you want to go out there and have fun and play well. Also, I'm an Oak Hill alum, so that puts you, when you have that #1 school in the country, playing against some of those other guys who you've seen on that list, and David Vaughns and Jalen Rose and Jimmy King and all those guys who you played against, Jawan Howard, you just want to go out and have a good time, but you also want to show them that you can play and you belong on this stage. So that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for some good guard play, and I'm looking for Trevor and DeMonte to go at each other a little bit. I really want to see that big man matchup for the North and West. So I'm excited about it. Hopefully both of them take it seriously. They go out there and have some fun, but you know, just bring that competitive edge to it. That'll make this All-Star game a lot better.
And I want to remind you that you can purchase a DVD of this broadcast at DMVSTREAM.COM. That's DMVSTREAM.com. Should be some very exciting things. Now, of course, we talked about All-Star games, and I think a little more size than we saw last year. Maybe guys who are maybe that swingman range. We're seeing some guys who can be, big-time centers and, power forwards in this matchup.
Well, I mean, that's what you want. I mean, most of these colleges are looking for some more length now. If you look at some of the teams that are still in the tournament, if you go to the Big East, Syracuse is still alive, very long, very athletic. You look at Kansas, they're very long and very athletic. So these are the kind of schools. You look at University of Maryland, obviously getting somebody, they're already long and athletic in the lane. And those are the kind of things you're really looking for when you start talking about talent. And I'm just happy to see that some of this long length and athleticism is very skilled. I'm very pleased with what's going on out here today. And I've seen some of these kids get an opportunity to play with my own AAU experience. So that's going to be the best part about all of this, is that to see these guys develop into better players, more skilled, more muscular players when they get to their universities.
Now, real quick, going to take a break. Of course, there was a game before this, the girls' showcase matchup, and our Monica Moore able to catch up with the MVP of the girls' tournament.
I'm standing here with Tasia Butler, the most valuable player from the winning North team. Tasia, what do you think were the keys for your team's win today?
We were obviously smaller than them, so use our speed and push the ball. Have fun with it. It was an all-star game, so never think too much or too hard about it.
When working with everyone on your team, obviously there was a lot of talent. What did you take away from today that you'll remember from this game?
It's definitely a lot of talent, but it's always new things you learn. Attacking the court, attacking the other players defensively and offensively, what to do and how to guard, certain players. I thought we had a lot of fun out here today, and it's just another day.
And you'll be playing for Syracuse next year. Talk a little bit about the decision-making process to pick Syracuse.
I definitely wanted to play somewhere where we would play close to home. My family get to see me, but also my sister's up there, so it was a very important decision in that. But I also love the school, love the coach, love the atmosphere. I'm already bleeding orange as we speak, but we're switching to the ACC, so that's a great conference for us, and I think it fits my style of play perfectly.
What was your favorite thing about the weekend? You had a lot of events here, and then obviously the win today.
Hanging out with my team. Even though we're just getting together, I knew them, the whole time. So we got to hang out. We got to go eat, chill, have fun, and that was a blast.
Well, congratulations on the win and the Most Valuable Player Award.
Thank you.
And, of course, Monica catching up with the MVP there, and obviously such really a nice event here as you got both the boys and girls and some high-level action. Of course, we had a chance to catch up with it. And the girls kind of getting it going there, having a little showtime of their own earlier.
Absolutely. I mean, I think when you get a chance to watch girls play, first of all, just in my opinion, when you watch the girl game, you get to see the NCAA girls games, the good teams that are playing now, execution, understanding of how to play basketball right away. And this game right here is just showing a bunch of other kids that these girls can really play. They're really excited. They had a very competitive game, and it's just something to look at. I really enjoy watching girls play, especially the ones that are really trying to have a good time and have fun out there, but also be competitive. And I think that's the kind of game that you want in an all-star game, a good, solid, competitive game with a bunch of girls who haven't really seen each other or played with each other before.
And we should see exactly how these things break down today, as seeing the starting lineups being out there right now. A couple of folks from the rosters we have to what we have now, a little bit different, but still a lot of talent out on the court. Almost ready to go ahead and get this one going. I guess quickly, what are some things to look for in your mind in this game that we're going to see as we go along?
Well, as you know, all all-star games are all camps and stuff are always going to be involved. It's going to be guard play. I mean, what the guard is willing to do, what kind of guards you have in this game to transition from offense to defense. Are they willing to give the ball up, to have some fun with it, being lobs, whether it be just the quickness of the game. It's always about the guard play. Are they going to be selfish? Are they going to get a ball up? Last year they gave the ball up to the bigs. The bigs were able to do some athletic finishes and stuff like that, and that's exactly what you want in your all-star game because it gets everybody involved. And that's the kind of point guard you really want, obviously, in your real life or in your real games and your real teams. And most of these guards in this game are those kind of guards. They're going to give the ball up. So you should see a lot of unselfish play, a lot of good defense, and just see some some exciting plays, and I can't wait to see it.
Almost ready to get this one underway. The North squad in the gray, the South squad in the white. DeMonte Dodd and Trevor Thompson about to jump center against each other here at Trinity University as the referees trying to get everybody in their spots. People starting to jostle for position anyway, and we are almost ready to go, and we are underway here at Trinity as the North wins the tap.
Now let's see, can we get this ball moving around a little bit, get everybody into a little flow. It's not just the first shot you can get your opportunity to get up. Just move around a little bit. They had practice yesterday. Hopefully the coaching staff just told them, listen, just have fun with it. Take the shots you really want, you can make, and just have fun.
TJ Peterson started things off at the point guard spot. Zach Fong off and now being around the perimeter. A little bit of movement here as the South squad in man-to-man defense.
See, that's what you need. You need some movement. A little bit of everybody gets a touch.
And stripped away, and the South taking it the other way, and maybe some early showtime. The reverse layup and gets it to go down. Trevor Thompson with a nice move.
I tell you what, it's already showing you from that particular situation how athletic he is. He's catching a low pass thrown to him, reverse layup finish. It already shows his ability to run the floor.
And again, still in that man-to-man. He's handling the ball right now. QJ Peterson, he is out of Massanutten Military Academy. A host of players off that squad. Rebound, back up, no good, and 2 missed shots early on, and the South quickly the other way.
A little nerve, seems a little jittery early. Maybe hadn't played in a couple of weeks. It's always nice to get a couple of, just a couple of good shots in. They'll be all right. Everything's okay.
Gibbons taking the three, no nerves for him. It's missed, and the North the other way with it.
Long one, fella.
Taking the long shot, spinning the lane, kick back out, three-point attempt. That one will be nothing but the bottom of the net. Zach Fong, he's committed to Navy. They'll love him there if he can do that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you want. You want your point guard to find the two guard who can really knock one. Just real easy basketball, man. Real easy basketball.
Ned DeChellis, of course, the coach over at Navy, would love to have that. Get a little more offense as the shot missed. And the North the other way, stolen from behind, and now taken away as Pitts with it. He'll bring it into the front court. Quick give, Matasovich, nice look there, able to get the dish from Tyler Wilson. 4-3 our score, the South with the lead, and now back over to the North as hitting the long-range shot, Malcolm Johnson, another Navy commit.
See, now it looks like Navy's going to have an opportunity to make a couple of trade balls. They're showing you already their ability to shoot the basketball.
They really had trouble scoring this season, but with those guys, if they can shoot like that, it will not be a problem. Rebound brought in by the North. They'll take it the other way, and quickly Peterson will set the offense.
Those early morning workouts may be more of a problem than making threes at the Naval Academy. I can tell you that much.
And that one bounced off the back, hits the shot clock, which is not in operation for this contest, and it'll be the South's ball.
If it takes more than 24 seconds or 35 seconds to get a shot off in an All-Star game, they should turn the ball. It should be a turnover just immediately. Other teams should get maybe 2 more points.
Shot block, one big on big, and now a travel going to be called as Thompson tried to take it down the lane, but Dodd there to meet him.
See, that shows a little bit of tenacity there from Dodd.
Of course, Dodd with good size. We talked about it, 6'10", 240. He'll be headed to the University of Maryland in the fall.
They have a guy down there now, Mr. Lynn. It's already projected as being one of the top 5 picks in the draft.
A nice strong move there as Dodd kind of rattles home the dunk, but still give him 2.
Nice drop step. It's always nice for me to see other big guys doing the stuff, the simple stuff. You know, drop step dunk. I mean, he's able to do it. He has the confidence. He has the athleticism. You know, it's going to be a little harder at the next level. But right now, he's right where he needs to be.
Now up and under, and that one will go down. Showtime as Malcolm Johnson able to get that one to go, and he's another guy headed over to Navy, and there's a lot of athleticism that'll be saying anchors away next season.
Absolutely. Malcolm showing you a little bit of athleticism, a little dipsy-do, dumperoo, you know, a little something.
Johnson going to take it to the charity stripe to look to extend the North's lead. Cannot do it, so they'll stay at 10-6, the lead. About 16.5 minutes and rolling here in the first half.
I say a well-played first couple of minutes of this game, too. Kind of excited about ball movement.
And a foul going to be, a travel going to be called. Matasovich looked to make the move down the baseline, and he shuffled the feet.
Can you call a travel in an All-Star game?
They obviously just did. You may have to take that one up with the guys in the stripes.
Oh, man.
File official protest.
Official referee, just doing his job, I suppose.
Oh. That one knocked away. And now the South the other way looking to cut down the 4-point lead. Kick out, that'll go out of bounds off of Fong, and it'll stay the South's ball.
Even in these games, you can kind of see and tell what type of point guards you're going to have and how this stuff is going to translate to the next level. Every coach here, every coach is looking into these games. They're looking for a couple of things. How does some of this stuff translate to the high school level? Becoming better basketball players once they get to the next level. Can you run the other team's offense, whether it be Maryland, Arizona, wherever you're going to go to school? And can you help them win games? And I think in this kind of situation, you can see it early. Who's giving the ball up? Who's looking for each other? Stuff like that.
That long one, no good, and a rebound going to be a jump ball, and once again, it's DeMonte Dodd there to meet Trevor Thompson, and Thompson, I think one of those things you big men don't like to see, had the ball down a little bit low there.
Had to catch it low. That's going to be the strength factor. That's going to be the next level for him, getting himself a lot stronger and being able to hold that ball, keep his balance, and make a play earlier and get a foul call.
Thompson with the mid-range jumper, that one way off, but a rebound brought in by Wilson, and he'll dish it off back to the big man. He throws it down with a thunderous dunk, and now a steal and another score by Wilson, showing off some skills there and some smarts.
And we look at Thompson in that situation. He doesn't want to really – he's not a real back-to-the-basket guy yet. He's shooting that fadeaway jump shot over somebody or really contested him. Going to have to learn to get some ability down on that block. That's going to be the next level for him.
And a 3 there by QJ Peterson. Of course, he's headed to VMI. They're another team likes to shoot a little bit, and that'll be definitely help there.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a shot up in every 7 seconds. Coaching staff down there really loves to get that shot up, get that movement early, often, get a couple of looks, all offense, all the time. I love it down there at VMI.
And Harold Gibbons able to go ahead and get that put back. Now a little bit less emphatic dunk than his teammate Thompson, but still cuts that score down. Now a 13-12 North advantage.
I tell you what, he might be the best athlete on either team. And I don't know how much they're going to be able to show that from him, but he might be the best athlete on either team.
It's going to go on Matasovic, his first. So now the North will go ahead and inbound, again up by 1, about 14:36 left to go in the first half. And wholesale substitutions, drive down the lane, up off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled in by Robinson. Dean Danos into the game. Small point guard headed to the University of Northern Kentucky. That air ball, but we pulled back in. Shot no good, and a follow is there for Harold Givens. You talked about the athleticism. It was on display there.
I tell you what, being from Louisiana and seeing some of the schools that's he's considering, I mean, that's the SEC all the way, and he seems like one of those SEC athletes.
And a travel going to be called there, and he'll turn it back over to the South, who has the 1-point lead.
I tell you what, watching some of the stuff he was doing in layup lines, it doesn't take long to realize that he's that kind of athletic. And the scouting report is out there now, so you're going to have to either box him out or watch your head.
And a shot by Danos gets that to go down a little just inside that 3-point line, and it'll increase the South's lead to 16-13. Nice look there in the lane by Peterson, but couldn't be handled as it goes through the hands of one of the low post players.
Now see, you got Peterson there, and you're watching him. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. Now he has to find him a big guy who can catch those kind of passes. See, that's going to be knowing your personnel type stuff. Moving the ball around. There you go.
Looking for the alley-oop, and it's not there. Now a shot will be up, and that one good for Johnson. And now quickly the other way, and maybe some more showtime here. And another dunk again for Harold Givens, showing off early in this matchup.
Harold Givens. Seems like somebody's throwing him in the air. It just makes it look so easy.
Givens 6'7", 195, a small forward, undecided from down out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The three off the front iron, no good. Ball fought for, pulled in, and the rebound corralled by Johnson will reset the offense.
I might have to call Coach Bennett down in VVA. There's somebody up here I really look, he might need to be considering himself.
Shot up and good. And I'll set the lead.
We love to have that type of athleticism down there.
UVA, of course, juniors alma mater, winning today in their NIT matchup.
It's always nice to get a win.
Thought it was going to be a steal there, but they'll say it's a foul. C.J. Hill will go ahead and pick up the foul.
And there are a couple of teams here also whose teams are playing. A couple of these guys are playing on teams that are in NIT, and that's still a very good tournament. A very good opportunity for kids, younger kids, to get an opportunity to play. So just because you're not in the big dance doesn't mean you don't have an opportunity to dance. Win or go home still means it, no matter what tournament you're playing in.
Nice up and under by Rodney Bullock. He's able to score there and cut the lead down, and a shot missed. Rebound pulled in and reset on the offense by Hill. He'll take it back out, dish it back up top. The three-pointer, that off the front iron, no good. And again, another rebound. Some offensive rebounding being showed by the North squad.
Offensive rebound is all desire and want. So it goes to show that they're going hard out here.
Finally, the South able to get that ball back, and Danos will go ahead and push the pace. And we'll foul up top as Hill, a little bit too much contact. Hill, a guy who's one of the players out of the Northern Virginia Prep League. You don't see a lot of those guys, at least at this high level, really playing. Of course, he's from the same place where we saw Zach Elcano last year, ended up going to the University, American University. A lot of those guys seem to migrate to the private schools, but Hill, a guy who really did some good things for that Westfield team.
Obviously, I mean, the thing about it is that he has that size where he can play a little bit inside, a little bit outside. He has a jump shot. He can handle the ball for a guy his size, and those are the kind of kids you're looking for. Very versatile. It'll transition to college basketball. That's what you want. You want to see what his skill level, wherever he goes to school and what he decides to do, whatever position they put him at, does it translate? And he seems like a kid that should translate comfortably into his position at whatever school he decides to go to.
DeMonte Dodd with another block on the other end as he's really showing some defensive prowess. You don't see that a lot in an all-star game, but he's able to do it. Again, Danos pushing the pace. He's a guy committed to Northern Kentucky. A nice dribbling display, the dish off, and can they finish it? He'll get it back, look for the mid-range jumper, and the floater up in the lane, no good, but still some fun to watch.
I tell you what, the white team is moving the ball around a lot better. And you can see, even though they didn't finish those shots down there, he's moving the ball. They're moving the ball around. So kudos to them. Get good shots here at the end of the game. It'll turn out well.
C.J. Hill with that dunk on the last play. Go ahead and cut the lead down a little bit, but now a shot from the outside as it goes down for the South squad. Let's go ahead and throw it down to Monica Moore for an update.
I'm standing here with Harold Givens from the South. Harold, can you talk a little bit about what the first few minutes of play have been like for your team?
The first 2 minutes of play has been for my team. It's been very, very good. We all know what we're capable of doing, and we did it to the best of our ability. And the overall game so far is going great.
Obviously, this is an all-star game. You guys don't play together on a regular basis. Can you talk a little bit about your team's chemistry?
I mean, our team chemistry is great. It's like we've seen each other before, and this is really our first time seeing each other. I mean, we collaborated with each other great at the hotel.
I know you're considering a lot of different schools. Can you tell me anything about your thought process so far?
My thought process right now is just mainly thanking God for everything, keep my mind on God, and just keeping focus on my academics and things like that. And it's me and my mom's choice, so that's why I go recruitment.
Did you fill out a bracket for the NCAA tournament?
Oh, no, not at all, but I have been watching the games lately. But my favorite team, I like to see win like an underdog.
Well, best of luck for the remainder of the game.
Thank you.
Thank you much, Monica. And obviously, Harold showing off a little bit both on the microphone and in his game. We should ask him how he throws those dunks down like that.
Absolutely. But, you know, Harold also said some stuff. Look, Harold doesn't have any underdogs on his list that he's considering. So I don't know whether he's going to be. If he goes to any of these schools on this list that he's considering, he will not be an underdog if they make it to the dance. So he can't be rooting for somebody that he's not considering in this school. So shame on him for rooting for the underdog with all these big dogs on his list.
Couple subs into the game for the South squad as they'll go ahead and bring back in Tyler Wilson, also Mario Matasovic, and coming into the game as well will be Trevor Thompson back in.
It's always mom and son's choice, huh? Where they go to school at, by the way.
That shot up, a nice little defensive lapse there for the North squad, and getting down and scoring. Wilson able to pad his point total. Almost a steal there by the North or by the South, and every time you see that, you're almost looking for a big dunk the other way. Shot up and good, and that'll cut the lead down to 25-24.
I tell you what, I'm starting to like the way the big guys are running the floor and showing some athleticism. You know, you always try to figure out who's playing the hardest in these kind of games and what are you trying to see. But I think all the big guys for the white and the gray team are just really doing a great job of getting up and down the floor and showing the versatility of moving it on both ends. So that's always nice to see from a former big guy, to see that movement for the big fellas.
Nice pump right there. A nice rejection as it didn't Phil Thompson at all, and the quick outlet pass too long for Danos, but it was a nice little move there by Fong, but Trevor Thompson said, get that out.
The big rejection from the big fella.
8:31 left to go in our first half as the North leads the South 25-24. Jeremy Huber, Junior Burrow here with you at Trinity University for the ESBC Elite Showcase. Also joined by Monica Moore, our sideline reporter, Nick and Shu as well. Shot up from the outside. That one a two-pointer, foot on the line. But C.J. Hill, he's got a nice spurt going.
Now, Jeremy, I like to ask questions to you, too. I mean, what do you like to see in these kind of situations and games?
Dunks. Dunks and threes. Get it going. Let's see some running and gunning.
Says the football guy.
Hey, man, we don't want to see the Princeton offense out here. We want to see some guys shooting it and dunking it, and maybe some block shots too. Show that athleticism off. That's exactly what we're getting right now. Now, Elliot Pitts, we mentioned him, the Arizona commit, shoots from the outside and rattles home the three.
Coach Miller loved that.
Pitts now trying to guard on the defensive end. A shot put up off the back iron, no good by Caleb White. He's headed to East Carolina, and now headed the other way. Again will be Pitts for three. That one won't go home. Seems like the pace slowing down just a little bit. Maybe the guys trying to catch their wind.
You know, like you said last night, they were collaborating at the hotel. I don't know what that means, but I don't know what hour that stops or starts. So, you know, maybe a little restless, a little tired, a little fatigued. This is a 94-foot floor now. So.
And what a play there by Danos. He's got a little bit of Pete Maravich in him, you know.
I tell you what, Danos is showing me some things out here at the point guard position. He's getting everybody involved. He's moving around without the ball and doing some other things defensively. And there's his first opportunity to score the ball by himself. Just going to show you that he's able to move up and down the floor in transition.
Dish off and a chance for the dunk. And it will be a foul. We'll head up. Someone will go to the line, and it will be Thompson. Remember, folks, Shirts and Skins is a niche supplier of uniforms and apparels focused solely on the basketball market, stocking deep levels of inventory for year-round immediate shipping with clean designs, high-quality fabrics, and modern cuts. Shirts and Skins is the premier supplier for your hoops apparel needs. Find out more at shirtsandskins.com. And again, these wholesale changes, keeping you up to date best we can. Again, it's the North up 30-26, 6:45 left to go. Excuse me, the South up by a score of 31-26 now.
A very competitive game, too. I really like to see this where the game's close. There's no real runouts. The defensive transition is good. Everybody, whether it's a turnover or anything. Shot selection has been a little, shaky here lately, but over the end of the, if I had to give them a rating for their shot selection here, it'd probably be somewhere in a high B+, maybe A-. Everybody seems to be moving the ball, willing to share the basketball. So that's what you want. Everybody's getting an opportunity to show their talents off.
Foul going to go on Malcolm Johnson. Will not be a shooting foul, though. We're getting close. Kind of be funny if we end up getting into the bonus. Another rejection there, almost saved in bounds by DeMonte Dodd. But again, we talk about you don't see a lot of defense in these games, but Dodd showing he can be a shot blocker down low.
I'm just glad that everybody seems to be on the same page on this gray team. They don't want to be scored on in the white team as well. This is what you want. You want a competitive game. If this game comes out to be a 60, 65, 70-point game, that's what you want.
Shot up, no good, but the rebound, finally Thompson fighting out some space, able to put it back up and in.
The old battles of the old college days when Alonzo Mourning and Derek Coleman played, and Ronnie Cycling and Patrick Ewing, those kind of matchups are the ones that I really like to see when I was a young kid. So if you can get these two guys going at each other here, Virginia Tech versus Maryland, whatever it takes, those are the kind of matchups I remember.
Shot down low, and we'll quickly send it down to Monica for an update.
I'm standing here with CJ Hill. CJ, what was your team's strategy going into the first half?
Just run, because we know we're a smaller team. We can get down the court a lot faster than they can, so our strategy is just to run, really.
Seems like everyone's been able to get involved. Can you talk a little bit about whether that's been something you've actively been thinking about?
No, it's more of just natural playing, really. We all know we're good players, so we just come out here and we know what each other can do, so we pass the ball and let them do their thing.
I know you're considering a couple of different schools in JIT, Adelphia. Can you talk a little bit about your thought process?
I really don't know where I'm going right now. I might end up prepping or even going to a D3 school for a year like Kansas City, but definitely thinking about prepping to get some more schools better than Adelphia and JIT.
And you're a local kid from this area. Can you talk a little bit about what your favorite thing about this weekend has been?
Definitely meeting new people, because being in Northern Virginia, there's a lot of culture and a lot of ethnicities around here, but just coming together as a basketball team and seeing where people are from, like the guy from Croatia on the South team, so it's very interesting.
Thanks a lot, CJ.
No problem.
Thanks, Monica, and thank you, CJ. And, of course, CJ, a guy that we talked about being from Westfield in that the high school league around here, and not in some of those bigger programs, the Catholic League, those guys, maybe a little bit tougher to get those looks, as we see a nice look and a slam by Thompson. But, talk about that. Sometimes the public schools right here, maybe not the level, and people don't see the better players there because usually they're ending up in a different spot.
Well, I tell you what, Jay, this is the best area for high school basketball in the country. I know they people keep talking about the college, the Chicago Catholic League, the Chicago leagues, and the LA leagues, and Texas and Dallas in that area. This is it. I mean, with the DeMathas, with those Gonzagas, St. John's, all those schools. Some of those schools aren't as good as they were before, but right now. But the bottom line is that the talent is there. And even in the Baltimore area, this is a very good area for basketball. And if you can get some kids from this area on your college basketball team, then you're going to be better. And that's just the bottom line. And here's another one of those kids that's even at a public school, he's showing you that he can play. And he's already telling you right there that he doesn't think he's being recruited. If you look, read between the lines, CJ's saying he's not being recruited high enough. He thinks he's better than those schools that's recruiting him right now, and I see it too. So that's the kind of guy you want on your team. He seems like a leader. He's going to be a good kid for whatever school he decides to go to.
And right now, let's go ahead and take a quick able to catch up earlier before the matchup. Well, the co-coaches for the South Side would be Mr. Brian Reichert of St. John's Northwestern Military Academy.
Coach, coming into this, it's an all-star game. It's supposed to be more fun than anything else. What's it like for you to be able to coach so many talented players out there and know that it's just less of a game plan and it's more of just going out and having a little bit of fun?
Absolutely. You said it right there in the head. It's all about having fun. These kids have all battled all year. The pressure's off them now. Now it's just going out there. And we told our guys yesterday at practice, just do what you do. If you're a post player, post. If you're a shooter, shoot. But the main thing is have fun. Our main emphasis that we're going to try to do is stop their transition. But the main thing is just have fun.
Now, what do you do in terms of being able to manage, give each player a chance to really get out there and get a chance to get out? Do you guys watch everybody's minutes? What do you do for that?
Right. For an all-star game like this, you want to watch the minutes because you want to have equal play. Everyone's deserving to be here. So, the last 2-3 minutes, we'll go to play. Whoever's got the hot hand at the last, we'll come together as a coaching staff and say, let's try to win this game. But at the same time, it's about quality minutes for everybody.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
All right.
And almost as if Coach Reichert wanted us to go ahead and get a little bit of less time away from the court. He called a timeout there as he and the other co-coach, Frank Alaco from De La Salle out in California. You talk about that, Junior. You talk about some very big-time programs there. De La Salle in California, also St. John's Northwestern Military Academy in Wisconsin. The coach, that's just the players coming from all over, but some of the coaches from some of the top programs around are coming out to be a part of this event. So obviously it's starting to build a big following.
Absolutely, and that says a lot about Thomas Gaskin. He's bringing in quality all around the place. Obviously, we're quality. We're sitting here analyzing and play-by-play in the game. We're the best doing it. I'll just go out there and throw it out there for you. But it's also nice to be my agent. Absolutely. There's also some the coaches, man. It makes it a lot easier when everybody understands what's going on, and you get these kind of coaching to go out there and have these kids just for 24 hours. Sometimes that's all it takes for a kid that can already play, to have somebody in his face that understands what this game is all about, and maybe it can help him transition some stuff into the college atmosphere that he'll be able to take. That's even more important. The bus ride over here to the game, maybe the bus ride home. You can get one of these elite, obviously high school coaches to doing some of these games, and that's always good for a kid because you never know what sinks in. It might be 1 word, 2 words he might say to one of these kids that could help him for the rest of his life.
Jordan Robinson missing both free throws. Want to let you know that Redemption is the first feature-length documentary produced by ESBC Films and King Productions. 15 years ago, Jonathan Hargett was the hottest name of the National Youth Basketball Circuit. He was thought to be one of the first point guards drafted out of high school, but a troubled home life and drugs derailed Hargett. Redemption captures his journey as he prepares to leave prison and start a new life. Find out more about the film's release at ESBCBasketball.com.
It's funny that you mentioned that. It's one of those promotions. I'm involved in it. I've known Jonathan Hargett pretty much his whole life. It's always nice to see him. He is redeeming himself as the thing goes, and it's just nice to know that he's now home and the trials and tribulations he went through. It's an exciting story as well. But back to his basketball part of it, this kid he was absolutely dynamic, and he's only 30 years old now, so it's not over for him. But wow.
Wouldn't that be part of a comeback story right there? Get a chance to play. Matasovich brings the rebound down, showing off some skills. And actually just gets run over from behind as he was trying to pull up. I think he heard the footsteps behind him from Hill. And I believe Hill's got a bit of a football background. He might have shown it right there, a little bit of a tackle from behind.
A little tenacity coming from one of the point guards, one of the guards in this game. It's always nice to maybe see a big fella hit the ground a little bit.
41-35, the South in white with the lead. Matasovich shoots it off the front iron, and again, one of those shots from the outside, not really finding anything. Hill, cross-court pass, looking for a 3-now baseline drive, losing it for just a second as Johnson. He'll kick back up top, and a shot up, and that one will roll around and no good from Fong.
Pretty good ball movement, like I said before. It's just everybody seems to be playing team basketball, man. That's really rare in an all-star game. I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing.
Shot up. Off the iron, no good. Matasovich brings it down. Long outlet pass, looking for Pitts. He'll slow things down, wait for his teammates to get down the court. And you mentioned that. It may have something to do with the fact we've got a lot of guys who play together on different teams in high school. Also, guys are going to play together at college as the shot's knocked away. And Fong with it. You got a couple of those Navy recruits. Got a couple guys who went to Massanutten Military Academy. Played for the coaches they're playing in this one.
Absolutely. Then you have that effect that, like I said, CJ was talking about earlier. CJ Hill was talking about earlier that he just saying, listen, we all know everybody can play. And there's no reason to hold on to it. There's no reason to try to do too much. You can have a lot of fun out here if you just play together.
Malachi Alexander able to get that one to go down and almost took a charge there. Maybe a game that might have been a charge as really bulling a China shot there from Earl Potts. Pull up three. Front iron no good. And really, a lot of guys coming up short on those threes.
I tell you what, that fatigue sets in now. This 94 feet, guys have been around, touring the city, doing a lot of stuff, not really just concentrating on basketball. Legs probably got a little tired. Everybody's playing hard, though. You can see it. And that's really what you want in these kind of games. You want to make sure everybody's playing hard. But those of you guys watching all over the fans, to me it's an honor to get a game like this where it seems like everybody's playing hard.
Danos three from the outside, around and out, no good. Knocked around, ball goes out. And now 2.2 seconds left, so the South will get one more shot. Thinking maybe Coach Alaco would go ahead and maybe call a timeout here, set up a play here just to go with the whole complete coaching thing here, but instead a quick, nice inbounds play. That went off the neck of the rim, no good. And we'll go to the half with the South holding a 4-point lead, 41-37, as they're able to go ahead and get the lead after a nice half of basketball. And as your quick thoughts on the first half, what we were able to see?
Like I said, I'm pleased both ways. I've seen the white team do a great job of moving the ball around. I've seen the gray team do a great job of that. I've also seen pretty good defense on both sides. We haven't had a turnover fantasy or fiasco going on here. Everybody's been kind of moving the ball around, and that's exactly what you want to see in one of these games. And you've seen some of those highlights that we were talking about earlier. 3 balls, dunks, transition plays. So I'm very pleased with what I see so far.
And very pleased hopefully pleased what we're bringing you on this broadcast. Right now, one of the guys who's making all this possible, let's go get it for a special interview. Our Nick Ashu caught up with President Gadsden.
All right, talking to Thomas Gadsden here, who is the president of the ESBC. Now, this is the 4th year this has gone on. Talk a little bit about what it takes to sort of set something like this up and get an event like this put together.
Well, again, our 4th year, we've kind of taken the bull by the horns, per se, and went after some of the more elite players. Like you see, Michelle Isha Smalls here, who's ranked number 9 in the country, is a McDonald's All-American, and we're proud of that. It takes a lot to get it done. It's no easy feat. But each year we're getting better at what we do to bring in the more of the top talented girls and still keep the DC, Virginia, Maryland theme still going within what we're doing. Outstanding coaches. Ann Long, who she coached at the McDonald's All-American last year, and this continues driving that theme of quality basketball to bring it to the DC area.
Now, what are some of your plans in terms of going forward in the future with this? Maybe some changes, some things you might want to add. What do you have for that in the future?
Well, one of the things that we've already started discussion is going international with this. We may have an international game next year. We have international players in the game this year. Mario Malovic, I think that's what I'm pronouncing it right. He's from Croatia. We actually had a visit. He had a visit at the Croatian embassy on Friday, which was great. And his teammate is from Greece, and also we have another young man from Toronto, Canada. So we're starting to expand that particular into those particular markets, which we want to do. So we want to expand not only the boys' side but also the girls' side of next year. So that, as well as we have a high school invitational coming up in December as well.
Now, in terms of maybe people that are going to be here, in terms of attendance and things like that, what's something that you expect for something like that in terms of like the crowd for something like this?
Right. Well, our crowd participation is very something that we really want. But because we're able to take this game and put it on the internet, it expands to the people that's not sitting here and watching this game. We've had numerous calls. From last night, we did a broadcast last night, and now today they're excited about the game to see it and not necessarily be here. It's a new age now. It's not necessarily that people that's sitting in the facility, but the people that's accessing the video feeds throughout the internet.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
King Productions provides multimedia services to student athletes, weddings, events, and small businesses. Find out more at kingproductionsco.com. That's kingproductionsco.com. Now I also want to get you talk to a guy who also makes this thing possible, the owner of DMVSTREAM.COM, our BJ Kubaroulis.
Here with BJ Kubaroulis, the founder and starter, of course, of DMVSTREAM.COM here, of course, putting this game on today. BJ, talk a little bit about sort of the partnership that's going on here and putting this broadcast on and what it's become already.
Yeah, sure. This is the second consecutive year that we are streaming the ESBC live from Trinity University. Good crowd on hand, but there's also a great crowd online. I mean, over a few thousand clicks last year on the stream alone. A lot of interest around the country. I've actually been getting phone calls from people all day. Where do I find it? How do I view it? DMVStream.com. We've partnered up with the ESBC, and we'll continue to grow with them with the events that they're creating. Also doing a lot of other events in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Urge you to check out DMVStream.com to find out more about what we're doing.
Now, DMVStream, it's something that's really sort of pushed forward in a lot of ways in terms of being very mobile and accessible through the internet and different things like that. Talk a little bit about sort of your plans with what you're doing with it now, but also in terms of the future and how you expect it to grow some.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's all kinds of people and companies out there live streaming. I think the thing that sets us apart in the DC area in particular is the amount of effort and work we put into it. We're on our deluxe package, and you can find out more about that on the website. We're up to a 10-person crew. We've got great guys like yourself coming out, doing some great reporting, and a great crew from start to finish. And so, we'll continue to grow it. Like you said, it's viewable on computers, tablets, and mobile devices, and even television if you have the right hookup. So I think those are the things that set us apart, and I think as people in this area who are interested in high school sports, they'll continue to hear the name DMVStream.com.
All right, well, it's a great production, and it's nice to see it growing this fast, man. It's been good. Thanks. All right.
We're going to step aside for a quick break. You're watching the Elite Showcase Basketball Classic.
At DMVStream.com, we'll stream your verbal commitment live to our audience, viewable on computers, televisions, and mobile devices. Stream your college commitment live to the world. Let us know when and where you'll make the biggest choice of your athletic career, and we'll dispatch a producer. We'll handle all the technical, putting you in front and center under the brightest lights on your biggest day. You can blast your biggest moments to all your friends and family, as well as Facebook and Twitter followers. They can watch you make this choice live. Interested in having us stream your commitment? Fill out the form below and let us know how we can get involved. Remember, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and visit us on the web at DMVStream.com.
Of course, SynthesisMP.com, place to see so much when it comes to high school sports. Of course, a guy who knows a little bit about high school sports, the head coach of the North Squad today, also the head coach of Massanutten Military Academy's basketball team. That'd be one Chad Meyer.
Coach, it's an all-star game out there. You got a lot of talent. You ever coached this much young talent in one game before?
I was actually fortunate this year. We had 6 guys sign high major on our roster, so we're going to try to stay out of the way, let them play, and have a good time out there. So.
Now, again, it's like you say, it's sort of stay out of the way, have a little fun. It's more of an exhibition. Does that take a little bit of pressure off you to just be able to go out there and have some fun too, and almost enjoy what you're seeing some of the players?
No, 100%. I think these things are for the kids, for the fans, everything else. We make sure we're up there just kind of to control everything, make sure guys getting in and out of the game, and not going to be a whole lot of plays, but a lot of individual talent, I would say. So,
thanks a lot, Coach.
Coach Myers there for the North. Obviously pretty happy with what this team's done, though the South still with the 4-point lead. Time to take a quick look at our stats in this one. Guys leading the way scoring-wise, it's been Trevor Thompson really getting it going after a little bit of a tough early start. Thompson has 13 points, also 6 rebounds so far in the contest. On the other side of things, it's been Malcolm Johnson leading the way, 9 points. He has 2 rebounds. Also, a little bit to your heart, our man down low, DeMonte Dodd, only 2 points so far, but you look at his other stats, 4 rebounds and 5 block shots in an all-star game. How do you end up with that, Junior Burrow?
Access denied. He's basically saying to you that, I'm under here, I'm not to be played with. It's so many words of it. It's just kind of funny that you mention those guys, but they're showing you the athleticism. I mean, here it is. DeMonte Dodd is showing you his athleticism, obviously, with the blocks. And Trevor Thompson is showing you his athleticism with his ability to run the floor and score. I mean, he's doing it in a lot of different ways as far as scoring the ball, tap-ins, running the floor. All the guards are looking for him. I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing out here in this All-Star game, man. It's showing you a lot of good, solid athleticism, skill level stuff. It's a very good game so far.
Yeah, and I really have been impressed again. Like we talked about DeMonte Dodd, and to show off the shot blocking ability. You don't see that much out here, but that's something obviously if you're the University of Maryland, you got to be happy with to see him coming in and a guy who he's got some size already, but he still has athleticism.
I tell you what, they're going to be moving into a conference where defense is a paramount.
Yes.
He's one of those guys, and he's going to help right away, and you can see it already. If they can just turn him up a little bit offensively, I don't think he's being as aggressive as he could be with his touches on the block. But you're going to be playing for Maryland in these next few years, and which is something he's going to be doing here next year. We obviously wish him the best, but he's going to be somebody defensively that's going to challenge a lot of shots in the Big Ten, and he's going to be perfect for it.
It will be big, of course. Before the matchup, our Nick Ashu was able to go ahead and catch up with DeMonte Dodd and talk a little bit what he's got going on.
DeMonte, you were at the ESB. This is a fun all-star game type of thing. What's it like sort of getting prepared for something like this and knowing you're going to play with a lot of great talent out there?
It's real fun, just playing with a whole bunch of talent. Getting here, I didn't see a lot of guys. I was like, where's all the guys are? But then we got out here at practice and we really got after it. So it's been real fun. It's a lot of good talent out here.
You're heading to Maryland next year. Have you watched them play a lot this year?
Yeah, I watched them play a lot.
What do you think? What have you seen?
They're really good. They're a young team, so we got a lot of building to do. But other than that, they're going to be good. We're going to be good. I can't wait to come in there, be an impact player, and just help out as much as I can.
Talk a little bit about your musical background. You're into music a lot. Talk about that.
My dad and they did a group. It was called the Gospel New Tunes, and I traveled with them all when I was young. So I always my dad could really play the drums real well. So I took after him. He taught me, and then I just started playing in my church. I got real good at it. So and then the piano, he knew how to play piano a little bit. So I learned after him how to play that. So my dad pretty much taught me everything I know.
Have fun today, man.
Thank you.
All right.
And DeMonte Dodd talking about some of the things he's got going on. A couple other guys we have to mention so far, 2 8-point scorers in the first half. Harold Givens, the guy we like so much, had a chance to talk to Monica Moore a little bit earlier. He's got 8 points, also 8 points so far in this matchup. Couple of QJ Peterson, the product going to VMI. We talked about him and kind of showing off some of the outside range. Of course, we've got to talk a little bit quickly about Givens. Showing some hop.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like somebody's throwing him in the air. And you know what? That's what college basketball is all about now. How you translate to the next level. And he's going to translate well because athleticism always translates. You and I always talk about it. You get an opportunity to see what you can change. You can make a shot, if you can defend the shot. But if you can be athletic, because that's not a scouting report thing. At the end of the day, if Harold Givens can catch the ball and jump over the guy guarding him, he's going to have an opportunity to score. And every team needs that everywhere.
And he just might be able to do it considering what he's been able to show so far in this contest. Almost ready for second half action. The white-clad South squad back out on the court. They have the 4-point lead on the North squad as they're still in their huddle trying to maybe. I guess what would you be kind of throwing out here right now if you're the coach in this All-Star game?
Just to consider the same type of stuff, more movement, more unselfishness that they've been doing so far. Because the thing is about it, when you start off and you do a good job of it, sometimes guys get frustrated. Sometimes guys don't really understand what's going on. You never know what's going on in the mind of an 18, 17-year-old. The bottom line is that both the coaches need to stress, hey, you guys, listen, don't worry about the score. You just keep moving the ball and making a better pass, and everything will be fine.
And we're back underway. QJ Peterson has the ball between the circles, dishes off to Zach Fong, and the North squad looking to go ahead and cut to the 3-point lead. Lost in the lane for just a second was Dodd. He's going to kick it back. Thought he was going to kick it back out and recycle. Gets it stolen away by Thompson over, and maybe some more showtime as up and dunk it home is Harold Givens. We talked about him earlier. He shows quickly how that athleticism is.
Absolutely. As advertised, on the break, running the floor, dunking the basketball. That's going to translate everywhere. And I see on his list, I see the University of Virginia, and we need a little bit of that.
Nice pass down low. Able to go ahead and flush that one home for DeMonte Dodd.
I tell you what, another thing, Jeremy, that you see in this game that you know that we've taken the next level up, there is a funnel machine downstairs, a funnel cake machine, and I see it now for the first time, and that lets you know you are serious business in your All-Star games when you have funnel cakes at the All-Star game.
Let's get to some more serious matters as we get it down to Monica Moore.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm standing here with Marcus Helton, who hosts a weekly show on DMVSTREAM.com called DMV Elite Live. Marcus, obviously this is a big game for the D.C. metro area. Can you talk a little bit about what it means to this area?
Well, I know it's the 4th year in a row that they've had it, the 4th annual ESBC Classic. It's nice because it gives everybody a chance to see some of the top local guys here in competition against some of the top guys from around the country. And Thomas Gatson, the organizer, brings in a great group of kids here. It's always fun every year to come out here and see everybody kind of face off against one another.
And I know you were here watching the first half. Who really stood out to you, and what have you been seeing out on the court?
Well, it's always fun for me to see some of the guys who I haven't seen, guys from around the country coming here, and you hear that they're going to big name schools, but you haven't really seen them, and to see them up close is kind of eye-opening, kind of gives you a chance to gauge some of the talent that's around there to some of the ones we have here. It's been a high-flying first half, a lot of scoring, a lot of dunks. It's been fun so far.
I know you hosted an episode of DMV Elite Live this morning. What were the big storylines you talked about?
We talked about Dwayne Morgan. He's from St. Francis up in Baltimore, class of 2014. He's going to be making a decision on Wednesday between Georgetown, Maryland, and UNLV. So we kind of previewed that. We did a video and an interview with him last week that's up on the site. Just talked about the breakdown and some things we have going on, and looking forward to the AAU season this summer.
Thanks so much, Marcus.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, guys. And again, Marcus talked about the fast and furious action, had a little bit of it, and now the South with just a 2-point lead, shot up no good, knocked out of bounds. This will go over and stay with the South squad.
It's always nice to talk to the DMV Stream guys, and they tell you a little something what's going on with them. The kid he's talking about out of Baltimore is spectacular. DeMar Morgan is one of those kids that, like I said before, those 3 schools, whichever one he decides to go to, they will be pleased with what they get in him.
And it's really kind of a little dichotomy. You talk Maryland, you talk Georgetown, then you talk UNLV. So I guess he wants to get away from home. He's headed to the Running Rebs, right?
It's really weird. A lot of times been doing this for a while now, it's very rare that you get an East Coast kid to go west. And that says kudos to the UNLV coaching staff to get a kid to come that far.
And a nice dunk there. We talked about Maryland, a guy who's hit it there, DeMonte Dodd, throwing it down violently with the one-handed stuff.
He has to work on his post game. He has to do a couple other things on that block to get a little stronger. But as far as finishing over the rim, he seems to have that down pat.
That's an understatement from you. Now again, the big men battling down low, a little bit of bumping and grinding. That one go off, and it will stay with the the South squad. And now they'll change the call.
It seems like it's getting a little personal between the two of them, and that's what I like. I like to see a little bumping and grinding, as we like to call it in the big man's community, slow dancing up under the basket. It's always nice to see that from the two big guys. They're not as big as they're going to be, but it's always nice to see them run into each other.
And that time down, we saw Thompson a little bit of a shoulder in on Dodd. And, of course, we know Thompson a little bit smaller, got a little bit of the height advantage, but not as bulky. And now stepping on the end line, they'll turn it back over. Actually going to have a foul out top. Thought it was going to be a out-of-bounds play, but instead it'll stay with the South squad.
But, see, you know what, as you mentioned that, Jeremy, you start talking about him, his size and his frame. If he likes contact, that'll help. That'll help in no regard, because the bottom line is that next year, obviously, he's going to run into a lot of contact in the ACC, and that's not going to be the issue. But the other side of it is that if he can accept it and understand where he's on the floor, he'll be a better player in 2 years up forward.
Now the North with the ball as they look to go ahead and cut down this lead, actually maybe take the lead with a 3 as quick move to the bucket, up, and that will be no good, but going to the line will be Malcolm Johnson. Want to let you know that Shirts and Skins is a niche supplier of uniforms and apparels focused solely on the basketball market, stocking deep levels of inventory for year-round immediate shipping with clean designs, high-quality fabrics, and modern cuts. Shirts and Skins is the premier supplier for your hoops apparel needs. Find out more at shirtsandskins.com.
Now, I need to find out a little bit more about the shirt part. That's fine, but what are they shipping skins-wise? I mean, if it's going to be shirts, then what are they shipping? Are you supplying your own skin on that?
I have no idea. We'll have to find that one out. We'll do a little bit of research.
Man, I love the name, though.
Malcolm Johnson able to go ahead and knock those two down. The Navy product ties this one up. 50 all here in the second half. 15-52 and rolling as the South looks to take the lead back off the iron. No good. Now the North can take their first lead in a little bit.
See what you like, Jeremy. They're just moving up and down the floor at a fantastic pace now. And that's what you want. You want everybody moving. It's not like anybody's sitting back. Everybody's transitioning defensively and offensively in the right direction. I mean, whether they're making shots or not, you see a competitive game.
Zach Fong knocking down another three. He's heating up from the outside, and we talked about that would be big for Navy. Of course, had trouble scoring this season. He could be a guy who gets some immediate playing time if he can knock down those shots. Nice rebound by Dodd. He'll start the break. We'll see who finishes it. Up and under and good. What a play there by QJ Peterson out of West Virginia, able to score, making a 5-point lead.
You see Dodd being able to catch it, turn, shoot the basketball, catch it, turn, rebound, doing a great job of outletting in transition. This is what you want.
Now a steal and some showtime, and throw it down, two hands. Harold Gibbons able to go ahead and cut that lead down to 3. Now a steal again, another great play. Tyler Wilson, he'll dish it off. Gibbons takes off, almost thought about dunking it, but he's able to get it down.
I tell you what, the one-man press.
I tell you what, that's a pretty heady play there by Gibbons to know he wasn't going to make it, and they don't have enough touch to get it to go down. So many times you see those guys try to dunk it and miss everything.
That's just pure athleticism there. I said he was just looking down in the rim in the first place, so just decided to lay it up.
And a foul going to be called as the steal by White, and he gets hacked on the arm after the steal. And real quickly, want to go ahead and hear from Trevor Thompson, of course, having a good game so far. Our Nick Kashu caught up with him before the game.
It's supposed to be fun, just, have some good times out there. What do you do in terms of a player to just kind of prepare for something like this, playing with a lot of different talented players, and just go out and have a little bit of fun?
Get a lot of sleep, mess around with the players, joke around and stuff. Just get mentally focused, really. Just get ready to play with a lot of good players that's talented just like me. So it's going to be a good experience.
Also, you say mess around with the players a little bit. Any pranks? Anybody pull any pranks on anybody? Any hazing, anything like that?
We just joking around, like people saying they're gonna dunk on somebody, and it's just been like talking back and forth like that. So a little bit.
Any actual bets made for the game like that?
Actually, the kid from the other team said he was gonna dunk on me, and we bet that was gonna happen, but I doubt it.
There was another bet that was made. Our executive producer here challenged you to a ping pong game. What do you think about that?
I think I'm pretty confident in my ping pong skills. I'm pretty good at ping pong. All the kids at my school, they challenge me, and I beat them all the time. They're like, "Oh, I didn't think you could play ping pong."
That's the open challenge, the BJ Cooper rules. You're heading to Virginia Tech next year. Have you been watching them playing? You excited about it?
Yeah, I'm real excited. They had a bad year this year, but next year it's going to be a turnaround year. It's going to be good. It's a bunch of good coaching staff. I like all the coaching staff. I'm just excited for the opportunity to be able to play there. And I think it's a blessing.
What do you think you're going to bring to the team next year that they maybe lack this year or that you could help out with?
I'm just going to go in there and just work hard, just run the floor, rebound, block shots, and just do anything possible to help VT get to the tournament next year.
Thanks a lot.
And shot up from the outside. That one will go off. No one will track it down, and it'll turn the ball back over to the south.
I tell you what, in continuing to talk about Trevor, like I said before, I'm not a big fan of his school he decided to go to. But at the end of the day, he's just a fantastic kid. You can see it already. He has a lot of skill, a lot of desire, and if he takes that to that weight room, he'll be somebody in the next 2 or 3 years that you'll see meeting the commissioner, David Stern.
Some high praise from Junior Burrow, a guy who's met the commissioner before.
Yeah, shaking his hand always feels good. I tell you what, you can get a chance to shake David Stern's hand, get any kind of conversation with him. You've done a good job.
Well, I'll tell you what, only a couple more years before Adam Silver takes over. Stern announcing his retirement. So if you're going to get those handshakes from David Stern, you better get them quick, at least in his official capacity.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he'll be more than happy to shake your hand in the unofficial capacity. Danos with the shot off, but a rebound pulled in up, and that will be good. Counted. A nice play there, able to get it. Rodney Bullock, of course, he's headed to Providence, and he's able to score and maybe get a three-point play or tie this one up.
Providence needs all the help they can get their hands on, and here's a kid that can help them right away. And I know that's what's going on in that coaching staff's mind. Providence needs him. He needs Providence. The new Big East.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So he'll be part of that new Big East that'll be coming around here now. They're all Catholic League plus a couple.
Plus one with Butler, the only one not the Catholic. As Creighton and Xavier, both Catholic schools, joining in. A three-point play there. as that'll be Caleb White starting to get his groove on in the second half. Dish out by Danos there, looking shot up, and that one will hit the iron, no good. Rebound, though, pulled down strongly, up off the front iron, no good, and almost stolen away, and now getting fast and furious. Dish off by Hill, and it'll be a shot from the outside, and count it, as again it's Zach Paul.
The unselfishness of the pass
Look at the camera.
to the shooter, Zach.
Talk to me. All right.
Zach Fong able to go ahead and shoot that one and knock it down. And let's go ahead and get another report from Monica, who's with a player.
I'm standing here with Malcolm Johnson. Malcolm, you led your team in scoring at the half. Can you talk about how you've been able to get open looks today?
Well, I know one of my shots, they left me wide open, so open shots, you have to take it, and then it's good to attack. Like, you have to make the players defend you, so you attack everybody. You have to go at everybody. And then I had a good point guard. He had a pass, like a kick up, full court, and I ended up getting the layup. So it's really just like good team ball. It's been getting everybody shots.
What were some of the things that you guys talked about at the half and adjustments you were looking to make?
Not giving up easy buckets. They had a couple of fast break points that were pretty easy and a couple of offensive rebounds that they were able to put back. So we talked about playing defense and stopping those easy baskets, and then we'll be able to win the game that way.
I know you're headed off to the Naval Academy next year. That's a great decision. Can you talk a little bit about the thought process and what you're looking forward to next year?
Yes. Well, the Naval Academy, they're actually sending me to their prep school for my first year there. So with that, at the prep school, I'm hoping to develop and learn like how their system is, and it's supposed to help you make the transition into the college. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited about it.
Well, best of luck for the remainder of the game.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Monica and Junior talking. Malcolm Johnson talking about that. Call it NAPS, really. It's
Right.
Naval Academy Prep School, and it's something that kind of ended up going by the wayside up there, strangely, because it really helps. The Army actually has one as well. They brought that back. Zach Spiker, their young coach, was the Patriot League Coach of the Year this year. Army had a really good team because almost every one of their players attended that school, learned the system, got indoctrinated up there at West Point, and really kind of got that program going. Ed DeChellis bringing it back, and I tell you, it'll definitely help out Malcolm Johnson. He goes through that. He'll be ready for academy life and be able to play basketball as well.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not exactly – obviously, you're giving me information that I didn't have about that program, but the thing about it is that you said before in your other job, Navy has struggled to score the basketball, and this kid can help right away. So I'm not sure what system he's going to have to go into, but it's going to make him a better person, obviously, and a better a cadet, but it will really, I think basketball-wise, he'll be ready to play at the Naval Academy right away, but it's always nice to have that fifth-year senior, which is what we're talking about, that he'll be able to be in. But also, Jeremy, what I caught in on is that if you could hear him breathing, he's letting you know that he's out there playing hard.
That's
right. He's out there playing hard, and that's I'm so excited, man, when I keep stressing it out that you love the fact that these kids are playing hard. And I don't know if that's a choice from the ESBC committee that's choosing these kids, but man, that's exactly what you want. Outside of the funnel cake, the playing hard part is the best part of this whole game.
Got to get you one of those funnel cakes.
Absolutely. I can't wait to go downstairs.
A long-range three by Dean Danos there. Showed the handles off earlier. Now shows off the three-point range, and it's cut this lead down to 3, 68-65. North still on top. Now Fong the other way for three. He hits. So anything you can do, I can do better. Zach Fong throwing it back at Danos.
Zach Fong is making shots. And he's going to Boston College, what it says here. And they're always looking for somebody who can make a shot. I'm sorry, picked the wrong school for him, Naval Academy guy.
That's right, and he will shoot it again, and that one will be off. A little bit of quick one. All the other ones really in rhythm. That one off the back iron, no good. Tracked down by Pitts.
And Monica asked another great question for those guys. They're talking about not giving up easy points in transition. Just let you know that they're trying to win this basketball game, the white team.
Shot that one up, no good, but Earl Potts will go to the line as he was hit. And quick, let's go ahead and actually we will hear from in second the head coach of the South squad, Frank Alaco of De La Salle of California. But going to the line, Earl Potts, of course, Elliot Pitts. We saw him do some good things. He's one of the players for Frank Alaco at De La Salle. The first one up by Potts, that one off the front iron, no good. Let's hear from Coach Alaco, who caught up with our Nick Ashu.
Coach, an all-star game like this, you got a lot of talent out there. It's more supposed to be a fun exhibition sort of thing. What's sort of your game plan coming into something like this and your plan for the game overall?
We want to have the kids have a great experience. These are great athletes. We worked out with them yesterday, and it's pretty clear they're very talented. So we just want to let them play, have a good time. And games like this, obviously, it comes down to transition defense. So we're going to try to urge the kids to get back and try to stop fast breaks, because that's what the game kind of migrates into.
Now, you as a coach, how do you sort of manage the different players out there, giving them all some time out on the court and be able to give everybody really a chance out there, since, like I said, it's supposed to be sort of fun in a way?
Well, I've developed a great rapport with the other coaches just in a couple of days, and we're just going to rotate guys every 5 minutes, give everybody ample opportunity to play, and just try to stay out of their way and let them enjoy the experience as much as possible.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
And welcome back as the North able to push their lead out just a little bit, 71-65. 9:16 left to go in the second half. Of course, the North in gray, the gray jerseys, the South squad in the white jerseys. And at the line right now, as a foul was called, as we heard from Coach Alaco, now shooting Greg Alexander, will go ahead and shoot two.
Coach Alaco being one of those great coaches from out there on the West Coast, man, where they play a different brand of basketball, man. They're up tempo, they're fast paced, they have a lot of athleticism, a lot of stuff that we don't get to see here on the East Coast. But man, he's one of those coaches, man, that's been around a long time. He's been a great coach. I just know his name, his team. Considering I'm an Oak Hill guy, Oak Hill alum, you just always hear that name, DeSalle, out there on the West Coast, and I know he's been doing a great job with them. Had a lot of players over in that program over the last 10 to 15 years, so he knows what he's doing out there, and it's nice to see those kind of guys, like I said, those kind of coaching staff that may can give one of these kids a couple of words, a couple of sentences that can help them go along in a long way in their future.
Yeah, maybe that way with Rodney Bullock, who's headed to the line as he shoots his first and knocks it home. And De La Salle, another school, they've known for so much. Their football team has put out a lot of really great players there. I believe Maurice Jones-Drew was a De La Salle graduate, so a lot of great. And, of course, their football team had a long record winning streak that was just broken, I believe, last year. But, again, Coach Alaco doing some good things with the basketball program there. 3 up, no good, and it'll be rebounded by Matasovic. And the other way for the South as they look to cut into the lead down by 6.
And you get in one of these situations where you start talking about the coaches. When you get an all-star game, you'll find a bunch of kids that are more talented than their coach, but they don't know his name. And not in this situation. These coaches are fantastic. They come from good programs, and you can get the ear of some of these kids when you have that type of reputation of being a winning coach, a coach that has pros from his organization and stuff like that. So it's always nice. And once again, the committee has done a great job in that regard too, because it's always, even though you're in this part of it, it's a teaching situation.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll let you know that King Productions provides multimedia services to student athletes, weddings, events, and small businesses. Find out more at kingproductionsco.com. That's kingproductionsco.com. As Malcolm Johnson hits the first of his free throws.
I wonder if the King Production can just follow us around a little while, and we can just look more famous and get some production crew just hanging around with us all day. That'd be nice.
That wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be too bad at all. A little demo reel there as Johnson hits both free throws. And, Junior, interestingly, 18 fouls on the South squad. You hardly ever see that where a guy gets into the 1-and-1 or possibly even the double bonus by the end of this thing.
Shame on those referees for actually calling and making this, a real game type situation. But, once again, the kids are playing hard. And it makes it hard for you just to stand on the side and not call those fouls. But I tell you what, they've done a great job, though. Those fouls have been legitimate, so.
Nice drive, but missed as Gibbons pulls down the rebound. He'll start the break. Matasovic in the lane, going to get it stripped, and it'll be out of bounds as, again, Johnson's Johnny on the spot, able to get a hand in there and make the South inbound it instead of getting up the easy bucket.
Part of his scouting report for the second half. We're not giving up easy buckets.
That's what he said. You're right, and he has definitely been doing that. And kind of a rangy guy as well at 6'5". You see a lot of that at the Naval Academy. Don't get the huge size guys there.
I really think he's going to have an opportunity to play right away. I don't know how long he's going to be in that prep program. But once he gets up there and starts practicing with that basketball team, he's going to be somebody you have to reckon with.
Wilson scores it to make it a 4-point game, and just under 8 minutes to go here. 75-71. The North leads the South. Pass out of bounds, and the South get a chance to go ahead and cut into the lead once again as a turnover unforced there by the North. I want to let you know you can purchase a copy of this broadcast at DMVSTREAM.com. Again, that's DMVSTREAM.com, as you see on your computer screen.
Those are those kind of miscommunications of not playing together that you run across in all-star games. It hasn't happened a lot today, but every now and then it happens.
Matasovic misses widely, and then it's Givens getting the rebound, but he couldn't put it home either. Now the North with a chance to score a pull-up jumper. That one misses everything, and it'll be knocked around. Almost going in the stands to save it was DeMonte Dodd, and probably thought better of it after he got very close. That might have been the scholarship all passing by his eyes.
When you run across an all-star game where you have kids almost falling into the stands, that means they're going hard. We'll keep reiterating that for the rest of the game. This is one of the best all-star games I've ever been involved with as far as effort goes. And
that one, they're going to say a walk, though I thought was a pretty move. That's what Tyler Wilson trying to tell the referee. Hey, I got those 2 feet there. At least you should have given it to me.
Now this referee thing is going too far. Now it's just stepped over the line right there, calling a travel call. It's one thing to save the kids from themselves as far as fouling and bumping and grinding goes, but now when you start calling charges and stuff, taken away from the game.
Some fighting in the post, and a kick ball going to be called on Matasovic. Keeps possession with the North, but your 2 big guys down low, Dodd and Thompson, not giving up an inch.
That's what you want. You want everybody playing. Now they're going to the jump shots. See, this is what I'm talking about as far as his next level development.
And showtime, and they will throw it down. Harold Givens again elevating.
I can help him shorten his list of schools if he sits down and talks to me for a couple of minutes in the locker room. I can help him with that.
Harold Givens, he's Mr. Showtime so far, going for the big dunk, and getting it blocked was Dodd as Matasovic gets up, only listed at 6'7", but enough to go ahead and make Dodd change the shot, knock it away, and now the quick turnaround up and good, so Matasovic doing it on both ends of the court.
Rewarding him for his effort down there, putting yourself in harm's way down there under Dodd for a dunk to come down and get a layup on the other end or a quick turnaround jump shot. Just goes to show that these teams are still playing unselfishly. It's nice to see.
And Matasovic ties it up at 75, and trying to untie it is Malcolm Johnson as he drives to the bucket, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 and try to give the South the lead back.
Foul call number 24, Earl Potts, his first. At the line, number 20, Malcolm Johnson.
First foul on Earl Potts, of course. He's one of those guys from up in the Baltimore area, went to Archbishop Spalding, undecided.
He's looking for a place for him to go and play hard. That's what the Baltimore kids always do. Earl Potts is no different than the rest of them. It's a reputation. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at a Syracuse or one of those schools that seems, or Xavier, one of those schools that just really seems to enjoy having that Baltimore kid on their basketball team, and he's able to flourish and be the kind of player he wants to be.
Obviously a very famous Baltimore player for Syracuse in Carmel Anthony, who really brought them their only national championship. So a good pickup by Jim Boeheim. Got to love the Baltimore kids.
When you start getting in the 900 win area and you start looking for certain things, I think Jim Boeheim does know how to pick a couple of players.
Just a bit. Had all kinds of talent. Nice dish off and a score there as Thompson able to score it on the dish from Pitts.
It's always nice to get a guard to make a big fella look good.
And most definitely a nice dish there to tie things back up at 77, 5:30 remaining. That shot off, so Dodd going to the outside game, not getting it to go. But again, it's Malcolm Johnson showing off his game a little bit inside, a little bit outside.
And see, that's what you're looking for. You're going to find the work. He's going to get better. Offensive rebounds are playing hard. Like I said, it's desire. That's why we'll see how much this other kid plays, how much this kid plays over there at Navy. But once we get Dodd, and he'll stop shooting those step backs once he gets down there to the University of Maryland. They're going to put him on. Coach Turgeon's going to do a better job of getting some weight on him, let him understand that those kind of shots right there can get you subbed faster than anything. But he'll learn. He'll learn that those aren't the shots he's looking for.
Elliott Pitts the line. He'll go ahead and shoot 2. I want to let you know that Redemption is the first feature-length documentary produced by ESBC Films and King Productions. 15 years ago, Jonathan Hargett was the hottest name of the National Youth Basketball circuit. He was thought to be one of the first point guards drafted out of high school, but a troubled home life and drugs derailed Hargett. Redemption captures his journey as he prepares to leave prison and start a new life. Find out more about the film's release at ESBCBasketball.com. All tied up at 79 with 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes now in the regulation. We might be headed to overtime, but DeMonte Dodd there to go ahead and get the putback.
Wouldn't it be nice to go to an overtime game, an all-star game where everybody's playing hard? That would be a nice situation.
Well, lost, and now the other way maybe some numbers here for the North as up and under, no good. And by Hill, and he's mad at himself. Thought he had an easier chance at that, but couldn't get the up and under to go as he looked for a little bit of English.
Mr. Thompson is there to deny him, and that's what you want. You want your big guys being able to control both ends of the glass, and he's showing you that the defensive side of the basketball he can do.
The South down 2 with the ball. Looking for up and under. Hill with a defensive play there, and they will go ahead and give the ball to the North as it looked like Givens had the ball stripped away, but I guess it must have gone off his leg.
But when you jump that high, it takes a long time for you to come down. The ball probably hit him on the bottom of his foot.
Johnson looking to penetrate, guarded closely by Potts. He'll dish it off the block. Again, lost for a second by Fogg, who gets it back. Drive down the lane, up and dunk. What a play there. Hops for Caleb White. Headed for East Carolina. I don't know where he's headed, but obviously headed there fast with hops like that.
Absolutely. Comes from good ball movement. Got everybody over, and that's how you have to go at the big fella. You have to go right at his chest and finish over top of him.
Fadeaway jumper, good. What a play there by Elliott Pitts, and a timeout going to be called by the South as they're down by 4, 83-79, actually 83-81. And a nice play there. We talked about Pitts. He's ranked number 100 on the ESPN U100, the top senior recruits in the nation, headed to Arizona, obviously for shots like that. Took a little bit of contact, didn't get the foul, but able to get that shot to go down.
Has nice height. One of those multi-dimensional guards, can shoot it, bring it up, find other people in the offense. Coach Miller really love him in that. He seems to keep gravitating to those kind of guys that he's recruiting. It seems to be part of his system to have multi-dimensional players on his team, and this kid is going to fit right in.
We're going to step aside for a quick break. You're watching the Elite Showcase Basketball Classic.
What's up, sports fans? I'm really excited to tell you about our newest product, DMVSTREAM.COM. DMVSTREAM.COM is a website dedicated to broadcasting live sports in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We'll be broadcasting pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games, as well as tournaments. You can watch these free broadcasts on your computers, tablets, and mobile devices like iPad, iPhone, Android, and more. DMVStream.com is a free site. No subscriptions, no logins, no hassle. Just log on and watch sports free. What's different about us? Well, you're in control. You're calling the shots. By voting in our weekly poll and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter, you can tell us where our next broadcast is going to be. I'm really excited about this new venture, and I hope you'll help us spread the good word by logging on to Facebook and Twitter and sharing us at DMVStream.com.
And still 83-81, the North with the 2-point lead on the South. The North unable to go ahead and convert on their possession, had a point-blank look, but couldn't get it to go down. Now the South with a chance to take the lead back, and they will, as Matasovich hits from 3, and the South with a 1-point lead.
See, now, if you start talking about Matasovich, he's what they're considering now, which is also a great selection by the committee, that stretch 4-man. Everybody, that multi-dimensional 4-man who can stretch the floor, shoot the 3, rebound, play inside. He's showing you a little bit of, he's showing you a lot of athleticism, obviously trying to block shots on some of the bigger guys. He's going to definitely be one of those guys who's going to get an opportunity to play next year, like our guy at Michigan. He can already shoot and he can play a couple of different positions.
Matasovich getting the big rebound there to give the South a chance to build their lead. Danos' 3, no good. Now the North will push and now bring it back as Peterson didn't like what he had. Now he'll take the 3 back iron, no good. Matasovich with the rebound. And really the South kind of playing a little bit small right here without Thompson in the game. Nice dish out. Mid-range jumper, no good. So the shots getting a little bit cold here, but the South still with the 1-point lead, 84-83. Getting close to 2 minutes left to go in this one. Behind the back dribble, down the post, up and under. A nice little move there by Malachi Alexander, and he gives the North the lead back.
Mr. Alexander with the Jedi mind trick on the low post, behind the back, up and under the layup. I love to see the footwork when you put it all together like that. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Most definitely. Let's go ahead and get an update from down courtside with Monica Moore.
Thanks, Jeremy. I had the opportunity to listen in on Frank Alaco's huddle with the South team during that last break, and he said he thinks the last few minutes of this ball game come down to good decision making. That's going to be the key on defense. Obviously, there's a lot of talent on the other team, but he told his team they have to buckle down and not give up anything easy. And then on offense, they have to take these last few minutes possession by possession.
Thank you, Monica. And obviously, he's got some of his guys out there. He's got Elliott Pitts out there, a guy that plays for him in the regular season, played for him for assuming for 4 years. So you look at it and say, if anytime you want the things to be done right, it's always good to have a guy who knows exactly what you want done.
Absolutely. And then he'll be an extension of the coach on the floor. He'll give an opportunity for everybody to understand what he wants, and hopefully that'll be enough to get them a win. I wonder if we can get Monica to go over there and find out update on this funnel cake situation that I'm having an issue with. Is that part of the report that we need to talk about?
We need to buckle down here. We got ourselves a heck of a game here. We didn't expect it in the All-Star game. We're having a one-point game, and now a shot blocked by Dodd, saves it in bounds. Back over to Fong as the North looking to build their one-point lead. Almost a double dribble now, find and a dunk. And they will go ahead and sets the bench. Just a little bit of a diversion there, as it was not a double dribble. It ends up being a C.J. Hill dunk and a three-point lead for the North. Danos the other way misses the shot. Dodd ends up getting the rebound, and his team will slow it down.
Dodd showing you that being a great big man, blocking shots, rebounding the basketball. That's going to be on the scouting report for him when he gets down there, when he gets over to Maryland. What kind of shot blocker he is. That's going to be things that other teams talk about, and that's already a dynamic feature to his game. He's going to be good for them.
It looks like the North not going to hold the ball. It is an all-star game. Has it blocked from behind by Matasovic, who takes it away. The South needs a three to tie it up. Danos cross-court pass, gets it over to Pitts for three. Hits!
Clutch three. Trey ball.
All tied up here at Trinity. 87-87 on the three-pointer by number 100 on the ESPNU 100. Elliott Pitts, the guy headed to Arizona. Now all tied up. 20 seconds to go. Let's see what the North does.
Absolutely. Give me an opportunity to see what good ball movement does in the transition. This Elliott Pitts guy, knocked down, clutch shot, great pass. Everything you want in a situation, a diagram. Great rebound, brings the ball down one side of the floor, cross-court pass to open three-point shooter. That's college basketball nowadays.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed to go ahead and get that score. Now, going to check in some of the defensive guys here for the North squad, for the South squad. Going to see Thompson and Givens come back into the game. Some athleticism, some length, as the North has a chance to win this one in regulation. I guess let's quickly take a look at each huddle. If you're on the North side of things, Junior, what are you thinking? What are you trying to draw up here?
Well, basically, if it's your ball, they're going to run some type of high pick and roll because that's the dynamic of college basketball nowadays. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, if you're defensively, you should trap that. You shouldn't allow him to come off and find somebody, because once he goes off the top of that high pick and roll, it's going to sink the defense in. It's going to give everybody an opportunity or a choice to get a shot off. The best thing to do with that is to trap the high pick and roll and to be really physical with it, because you want the ref to make a call here in an All-Star game, and he doesn't want to. So that's going to be your situation you want to get involved in. But I would definitely trap it if I'm the South, and if I'm the North, that's definitely what I'm going to, and try to find somebody off of it. They have the kind of point guard out there on the floor that can do that for him.
Coaches definitely coaching away. Coaches Alaco and Rickard trying to figure out exactly what they were going to do. 15 seconds left to go. Fong will have it in his hands, and he'll look to create.
It's coming. This pick and roll situation is coming. Absolutely. There you go. Okay, a diversion to it.
Down low. Dodd, fall away jumper off the iron, no good. Tap back up and good! And that will do it as the North gets the win. I believe they'll credit that one to Malcolm Johnson. Either he or C.J. Hill both crossed the boards. Both guys no bigger than 6'5", but I believe Malcolm Johnson, the guy headed to Navy, showing off for everybody here as he goes ahead and gets the win for the North side, 89-87.
Malcolm is showing you all parts of his game today, right? His hustle, his demeanor, his confidence, and now just playing to the very end of the clock. That's an absolutely great thing about a Naval Academy player. They play to the end, and he's showing you right there with the tap in to win the game.
Oh, what a play. What a game this has been. We talk about it. You never know with the All-Star games, but a guy's playing hard in this one. It comes right down to the end as Malcolm Johnson, may just clinch himself the player of the game, obviously with the scoring, but then the tap back at the end to win the game. Again, only 6'5". He's out of Tampa, Florida, Sickles High School, headed to the Naval Academy, and you said it. you know, he's going to be in the NAPS program, as they call it there, the preparatory program, but maybe you don't need it because he looks like he can contribute right away.
Maybe you don't need it. They need athletes. He's one of those guys, and he's going to be fantastic at the Naval Academy. I can mark your words. You'll hear that name again.
I'm going to say Trevor Thompson and Trevor Thompson both had 18 points in this matchup for the South squad.
Your high scores on the North squad.
And, of course, the North squad's got some big scores as well. But 89-87 our final in this one as the North able to go ahead and get the win. Some other things that impress you from this game.
Well, I tell you what, what's still impressing me is it shows you that the coaching staff, they're over there on the sideline talking to DeMonte Dobbs about his post position, and they're still coaching even after the game. That's what I'm talking about as far as giving him a couple of things that's going to make him a better basketball player. Even to the very end, the coaching staff is doing a great job connecting with the kids.
And Malcolm is, I believe, our player of the game, our MVP, getting a nice trophy there. And he really did earn it today. You talked about it, had some outside game, some inside game, able really to do it all. And again, the guy headed to the Naval Academy, maybe a little bit underrated coming to this game, but people know who he is now.
I tell you what, if he came in here the right way, it seems like he did. He came in here with a little chip on his shoulder. Nobody knows who I am. I'm playing against the big boys. I'm going to go out here and play as hard as I possibly can. And if it works for me, playing hard always works. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. If you play with passion and you play with effort, you'll have an opportunity to be in a lot of situations. And it worked out well for him. And it's going to continue to work out well for him as he continue to be a Naval Academy basketball player. It's pleased that he gets it, but it's a dynamic situation for him to get a tap in at the very end of the game. But it was his effort the entire game. And I think that was one of the things that the North did all over. They just played hard the entire time. And I know the South team did as well. But it's always nice to see the game end like that.
Yeah, I mean, just an exciting game out here now. Both sides going and meeting for a team picture here as for both squads. And again, a nice event here today. And again, I think if you were looking to really pump this event up, you couldn't do better than have a game like you did today. An exciting game, but also one that went right down the wire and saw some guys from some different schools really show their talents in a
Absolutely.
contest like
I feel honored to be here with you as well all the time. Obviously, Jeremy, when it's you and I doing something, but it's also being an honor of a game that you can get involved in that's going to have this type of effort and this type of athleticism involved in it, whether it be from every part of it. Bravo to the committee for getting these kids all involved in this particular game. Outstanding game, the best one in the 4 years that I've been around, the 2 games I watched and the 2 games I've been involved in on the cast. But this is fantastic, man. I'm very pleased and honored to be here.
No, it's just a great one and glad to have you with us. A couple of sponsor mentions before we get going here. Shirts and Skins is a niche supplier of uniforms and apparels focused solely on the basketball market, stocking deep levels of inventory for year-round immediate shipping with clean designs, high-quality fabrics, and modern cuts. Shirts and Skins is the premier supplier for your hoops apparel needs. Find out more at shirtsandskinsinc.com. Also want to let you know that King Productions provides multimedia services to student athletes, weddings, events, and small business. Find out more at kingproductionsco.com. That's kingproductions.co.com. And also you can purchase a copy of this broadcast at DMVSTREAM.com. That's DMVSTREAM.com. Of course, so many good events and shows and everything brought to you on DMVSTREAM.com. BJ does such a good job with that. And, of course, so many talented hosts. We heard from a few of them earlier on today, and just really a good way to bring some of the local sports, the flavor to you in the D.C. area and all around the world as well. So it's really is a nice thing today, and we saw a very good basketball game out here today. Really glad we could bring it to folks both on ESBCBasketball.com and DMV Stream. But again, some of your final thoughts. I know I've applied before them, but I knew you've been besides the funnel cakes, you've been very impressed with. I think you still want one. Maybe you can still get you one.
Absolutely. I'm on my way down there after this is all over with. But just when you start talking about the game, I'm talking about the effort that we saw today that I'm most impressed by. The ability, obviously, for everybody to compete. If you want to go matchups to star, you go Trevor Thompson to DeMonte Dobbs. That was a dynamic matchup for us today. The guard play was great. And then to get that kind of shot at the very end of the game, which was contested very well by Thompson, and to get a tap in for a win of a very highly contested game, a fantastic job.
Yeah, of course, we mentioned Malcolm Johnson, the hero of this one. He's standing by with our Monica Moore.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here with the most valuable player. No surprise, it's Malcolm Johnson. Malcolm, I heard you talking with one of your coaches. This is your first game winner. Can you take us through that last shot?
Well, we had a play set up that had me running through to the corner, and it was to feed the big man. So when I seen his shot go up and he was shooting a fadeaway, I kind of had a feeling that he was going to miss. And I don't know, I just wanted to crash the boards, and if I had the chance, I seen the ball come off on my side while I was running, so I jumped up and tried to reach and hang in the air as long as I could, and end up getting a tip and being able to tip it back in.
The South made this a really close game. What were you guys talking about during that last timeout going through the last few minutes?
Just get stops. To get stops, because it's everybody can score on the team, so it's to get stops. So if we keep them from scoring and we score, we get the chance to go up. And as you can see, the game was tied. We didn't do it, but we was able to come out with the win at the end.
Getting stops is absolutely huge, but playing against this caliber of talent, what do you think was the biggest key for the North to win today?
Sharing the ball and feeding the bigs, because the coaches said it in practice yesterday. They said it's easy for all-star games to be guard-oriented and to be taken over by guards. So, like when we had opportunities, we would feed the bigs to our ball and to share the ball. So it doesn't look like a one-on-one game the whole time.
Well, congratulations, Malcolm! A fantastic finish today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Monica, and thank you, Malcolm. We've got a bunch of people we need to thank. Of course, my partner, Junior Burrow. Again, excellent working with you.
Thank you. This is great for me. It's an honor to be in a situation like this with you, especially, and it's been our second year together, and I'm looking forward to bigger and better things for this All-Star game.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's an honor to be with you because as I tell you every time before the game, you gave me one of my favorite memories ever when you guys at UVA went down and came back to beat Duke. Gotta love that. Also, of course, Junior Burrow. Also, got to thank our sideline reporters, both Nick Ashew and Monica Moore. Also, got to thank our crew, of course, our cameramen Sam Janesco, Nick Plum, and Jeff Kozlowski. Also, Assistant Director Brian Decker, our Director Jim Lepp, and our Executive Producer BJ Kubarulis. Again, our final score from Trinity here at the ESBC Classic. The North beats the South on a tip-in at the end, 89-87. Good night, everybody.
What's up, sports fans? I'm really excited to tell you about our newest product, DMVSTREAM.COM. DMVSTREAM.COM is a website dedicated to broadcasting live sports in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We'll be broadcasting pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games as well as tournaments. You can watch these free broadcasts on your computers, tablets, and mobile devices like iPad, iPhone, Android, and more. DMVSTREAM.COM is a free site. No subscriptions, no logins, no hassle. Just log on and watch sports free. What's different about us? Well, you're in control. You're calling the shots. By voting in our weekly poll and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter, you can tell us where our next broadcast is going to be. I'm really excited about this new venture, and I hope you'll help us spread the good word by logging on to Facebook and Twitter and sharing us at DMVSTREAM.COM.